I'm going to show you how to write blog articles with artificial intelligence. This should be a fun one today. It'll be a 1-hour live demo and Q&A to help you write better copy in less time with AI. We will cover a few things that are very popular with the Copy.ai user base. Number one, the blog post wizard. You can use it to write the first draft of your blog in just a few clicks. The Freestyle Tool is a great tool to help you write different sections of your blog content and gives you a little bit more creative control over what you write. And we'll also talk about how to come up with blog content ideas, how to get keywords and refine your target audience, and anything else that comes up. There's a lot you can do with Copy.ai. These are some popular use cases. And when we say blog here, you can consider that obviously blog articles, but that could also be used for video scripts. If you're doing video content, online courses, people are using the same strategy to write books. And it could also just be used for general educational social media content to grow your audience online. So if you're here live, welcome. Thanks for hanging out today. I'm here to help you. So if you're hanging out with me, please drop a comment below. Let me know where you are watching from all around the world. There are over 4 million people who have now signed up for Copy.ai in just over 2 years. So a lot of people out there. It's a global audience. We love to connect with you and get to know you a little bit better. Also, if you have any questions right now, please drop them in the comments. We're here to help you. So my focus today will be to cater this demo for any of you who are here watching live. And you can give me a little bit of info about your business, and I can even write up a blog article for you. So feel free to drop some details about your business, what you're focused on right now. And again, we can deviate a little bit here to help you with any task that you have. But again, the focus today will be mostly using the blog post wizard and then also the Freestyle tool to help you write longer form content for blogs, educational content, video scripts, potentially even a book. All right. Got to see a couple questions coming in. While you type those out, let me go ahead and give you a quick tour here of Copy.ai. If you're new to it, it's pretty simple. On the left side over here is where you can get started with the templates, tools, and the popular tools are up here at the top. Definitely check out the blog post wizard. Definitely try the Freestyle tool. If there's specific things you're looking for, you can try typing it in here in the tools section. Maybe it's like Instagram, for example. There's some tools specifically trained to write different types of content. So what these tools have done is they've been trained on thousands of examples, and they're going to produce more reliable and consistent outputs. So if there's a specific task, let's say it's like a mission statement or brand mission, that will give you a very specific type of output. Now, that may or may not be useful to you. If you're looking for something very particular, try searching for it in the tools, and it will generate that kind of content. What people have found more useful, or as you get more advanced with Copy.ai, try out the Freestyle tool, because that one allows you to interact more with the AI and tell it more specifically what you're looking to create. So, for example, I was playing around here just a minute ago, and this is what it looks like when you dive in and you start to open up these tools and work with them. Let's say you use the Freestyle tool here. So I've started a new project, and actually I'm going to name that right now so I can find that later. 152, call it blogging. I'm using the Freestyle tool, and it asks, what are you looking to create? So I told it, hey, I'm looking to create some content. So what would be, a good idea to write about? So I told it to write a list of 10 catchy blog titles that will attract my ideal customer. Now, what are the main points you want to cover? This is where you can get creative, and it'll take a little bit of experimenting for you, but it's really fun because you'll see some real magical things happen when you learn to interact better with the AI. So what I told it is, all right, the topic here that I'm thinking of writing about is developing a content marketing strategy for 2023. The goal, so I'm just kind of telling it, I'm rattling off the top of my head. I want to provide some value and establish credibility as a thought leader. What to include. So I'm telling it, all right, I want to include some various ideas of topics that will interest entrepreneurs. And I gave it a persuasive tone. Now, this is a little bit more advanced, but as you get into this, you'll start to experiment with these types of things. Like, how do I get it, to instead of giving me like generic stuff, tell it a little bit more of what you want. So if we scan down, we're going to get some results here. I clicked and I got some results. These are all right. These are kind of predictable. All right. Build your business, attract customers. Okay, great. Future of content marketing. That one's a little bit more interesting. But the beauty here is you can just keep scanning and find some other ideas. Again, these are kind of like, all right, a little bit basic. But now this one, boom, all of a sudden, 10 interesting topics. Let's see here. How to make the most of your PPC campaigns. Let's see here. How to develop your own voice as a thought leader. 5 ways to identify 3 mistakes on social media. How to use Instagram stories. Why you should start blogging now, right? So some of the dates may be a little bit off. That's fine. You can change that. The best tools for creating videos. How to create a content calendar, right? Just like that. Sometimes you'll get the magic. You have to kind of filter through a mixed bag of results to find these, boom, like, wow, that one's really good. So that result there, I would definitely save that. What it does is it saves into this project that I'm working on. So in the top right here, you can open that up and find the saved tab. Also, you can use the editor on the right to start to put your ideas down. So I can actually grab all this. Let's say I want to start down here at the bottom. I'll say blog topic ideas. I could paste that in and start to work from my editing panel over here on the right side. And I can just keep scanning through here and see if there's anything else. All right, maybe not. Let's go ahead and make some more. You can just keep clicking and getting more ideas. If you're not getting the results you want, try changing the input a little bit to communicate more clearly what you're looking to get. All right, those are kind of like, it's kind of stuck on some of these ideas, but that's okay. Attract the right audience. Successful blog. Let's see. Future of content marketing. And it's amazing. All right, interesting. Why you need a content marketing strategy, the benefits of having a content marketing strategy, the elements, like these are all pretty good. Now, one more thing I'll show you is as you go through this kind of creative process, you're getting just ideas here. The next step you could do is to plug in, oops, let me redo that. Let's say I really like this one, how to develop your own voice as a thought leader. Okay, let's go back up here and in this input now, let's go ahead and say an outline for my blog article. Let's say an outline of, I don't know, let's say 7 sections. Sometimes giving it a number pushes it to be a little bit more creative, even if you don't use 7 or whatever the number is, or you saw I was using 10 before. It's just going to push it to give you more than maybe like 2 or 3. So just giving it a higher number will stretch it a little bit. And we'll say the topic here is how to develop your own voice as a thought leader. And, I'm going to keep that one here, give it an idea of what the goal is. And maybe the tone here, I'll make this educational. All right. So educational. You can type in your own tone, maybe helpful, friendly, whatever it is. I could even say like helpful, relaxed, personable. Let's try that as a tone, right? So you can actually experiment with a few things. This makes a big difference in your output. So the style of writing, it'll make subtle differences in how it writes. All right, so let's see if you can give me some ideas of what to include. Challenges, how to use storytelling. See, now we have like subtopics we can go into, and each of these could turn into a full-blown article. Each of these could be a section of an article. Let's see, distinguish yourself. All right, a bunch of ideas. Let's see, what is a thought leader? How can you become one? Like all this content, if you're not really sure what to include in your articles or longer form content, educational tips, each of these could turn into a post, a quick video, an article, whatever it is. I mean, you have endless ideas here. So that's the process of just doing brainstorming, working with the AI to come up with content ideas. Now we're going to take it a step further and start to write longer form content. But before I do that, let's take a look here at the comments and I'll pause for a moment. All right. Welcome, Marissa. All right, Pennsylvania. I have books on buying your first house and credit right now. I'm writing blogs concerning real estate and credit. Perfect, Diana. You're in a great spot today. I'll use that as an example today. So, real estate and credit, buying your first house. Awesome. All right, let's see. Nice. You're in Prague. Thanks for hanging out today. A blogger and business storyteller. Oof. AI is going to make your life so much easier in the future. It's going to be so much fun to leverage AI for your skill set. Like that's one of the cool things is like AI can help you, but if you're not trained, you don't know what you're trying to accomplish, it's not going to be as useful. So someone trained like you in storytelling and content creation, you're going to know, or you're going to be much more effective at leveraging a tool like Copy AI to get results. So it's going to be really fun to see what you create. Let's see here, Marissa. I was testing the English and output to Spanish the other day using Freestyle, great info, and good Spanish. Yeah, that's what's really cool is you can actually change the languages, the input and output. So you can go up here and click on that. And if you want to generate the outputs in a different language, it's very good at that. And it's not necessarily translating. What it's doing is it's writing original content in a different language. And now I'm not multilingual, so I can't attest to how good it is. But from what I've heard, and thanks for confirming that, is it's very effective and can write just the same quality of English, the output in different languages. It's pretty much grammatically and even like intellectually very accurate and sounds like a human wrote it. All right, let's see. Country specific travel blog, any info on upcoming workflows, how they're going to work, and if they will be charged separately. Yeah, that's a little bit of a gray area. They're doing a lot of experimenting right now with some big companies doing things at scale. So it's going to be really good at taking multi-step process. So kind of what we just did here, you can imagine in the near future, Copy AI will have a workflows feature that will kind of guide you through. So if your first step was like, all right, give me a bunch of blog topic ideas or like, whatever it is. And then, all right, let's expand on one of those and create an outline for it. And then let's create the blog article. And then let's summarize the article and create a Twitter thread and a LinkedIn post and a Facebook post. And then eventually even like doing research and pulling in sources and then creating the thumbnail graphic. So all of these tasks that are normally super difficult, or like you have to stack all these tasks in a row, Copy AI is going to be able to help you through that entire process in, basically like one or two clicks. So that's the direction it's going. It's going to be really fun. Like in the early, like Q1, Q2 next year, you'll see some of this coming out. So Copy AI is going to make your life way easier. We're in the very early stages of all this. And SEO will be a part of that as well. So SEO based, not necessarily right now. Consider Copy AI right now the best at generating the first draft. Like that's what it's good at right now. So it can generate a lot of content. So let's go ahead and try one more thing I'll show you here before we get into the blog post wizard. I'm going to use a tool called the keyword generator. And just FYI, that's kind of where it's going to be going in the future, is that AI will be able to start to optimize your content for SEO, do the keyword research for you, even scan your article afterwards to help you make improvements based on your goals. If it's sales copy, a sales email, an SEO blog article, it will be able to analyze that for you and give you feedback to make it more persuasive or more educational. So all of these things are going to be trickled out over time, just to give you a vision of where the AI is going in the next couple of years. But let's take a look here at the keyword generator. So if we go ahead and put in how to develop your own voice as a thought leader, and we want some keywords around that, using the keyword generator tool, as I mentioned, some tools are just specific. They'll get you specific types of output. So the keyword generator tool, you can see here, thought leader, personal branding, develop a voice, how to become a thought leader. That one's pretty good right there. So let's go ahead and copy that. And that's another one of those things in the workflows in the near future. It'll just give you all of this, like the title, the keywords, the intro, like it'll just write it all up, the summary, the tweet thread. Like it's going to get insane. Okay, so let's look here at, all right, there it is. Let's put in the keywords. And let's go ahead and look here. If you're logged into Copy AI, you can open up another tool here called the blog post wizard. All right, so you can also find that in the templates section. Templates is a really good place to get started, and this can give you a head start on working with specifically the Freestyle Tool on what types of content should you tell it. All right, so you saw me typing in some variables like, okay, who I want to target, what kind of details it might need to know. Well, you can actually skip through that and go to the template section here. And if it's social media content, you can go ahead and look at a discount or a special promotion. Click on that, click start new project. The templates will just preload some stuff in here. So you can see here the Freestyle Tool. You'll see it actually loaded in a discount social media post. And then it gave me some variables to drop in. And you can be lazy. You don't have to type in all of this, but it does help you get a head start. So that's what the templates will do. Is common use cases here will pre-populate some inputs for you to help you give the AI enough information. But you can always add or remove stuff here and customize it however you want, but that's a good starting point for you. So if we go back into templates, let me go to the blog section here, and that's where you can find the blog post wizard. When we click on that, we'll click on start new project. And now we have a all-in-one interface here. All right. So this is like an early stage of workflows where this is a workflow just for blogging, and it'll guide you through a process of adding some details, generating your outline, talking points, and then the final end result. So I'll go through this really fast. It's helpful to have some stuff in mind. So let's go ahead and do how to develop your own voice as a thought leader. What I might do here is not get too caught up on the perfect or exact blog title, but use this more as a way to tell the AI what you want. So if the title is how to develop your own voice as a thought leader, you can even add in for, let's say for entrepreneurs or business owners who want to grow their personal brand in 2023. All right, so I'm giving it a little bit more context there, just so it has a clear picture of what I want. I can also grab some of these keywords and drop those in. You don't have to do this, but that could help guide it a little bit more on the kind of content you want. And the tone here is another thing to consider. So I'll go ahead and do helpful, relaxed. Hopefully I spelled personable right. If not, it can kind of figure it out. And let's go ahead and just generate the outline. So it's considering all of this. And let's see here, 3 ways to find your own voice, 4 ways to align your voice with your purpose and values, how to create emotional connection. These are pretty cool. Develop unique by ignoring others. Interesting. How to think about your life, how to connect with everything. All right, I'm thinking I'll regenerate that. Some cool ideas. Maybe I could copy one of these. Let's try regenerating that. I want to see what else comes up. Be consistent. Become an expert in your subject matter. Sure. Master your communication style. Team up with like-minded people. I like that. Get to know the issues. Nice. Cool. And let me just add another here, and let's do create an emotional connection with your audience. All right, let's try using that as our outline, and now we'll continue on. While I'm doing this, you can ask any questions. I will scan the questions here in just a moment. And then we'll try some of the examples that you guys asked about. We'll do the home buying and credit stuff. I think I saw one about, if you have any other topics you want me to write about, let me know. Okay, let's go ahead and look here. Now it's creating talking points within each section. So what should be included if we're talking about consistency with your messaging? It's a key to building your brand, important all aspects, but you speak, dress, and act. All right, that's interesting. Builds trust. I'm going to try regenerating that. If you're not loving it, you can regenerate it. You can add some more. All channels, mediums. Yeah, it's a little bit dry. Message. I like that. Don't be afraid to repeat yourself. Okay. I'll go with it. It'll figure it out. All right, let's see. Be an expert. I might try regenerating that one. Let's see here. Master, conversational tone, authentic. All right, those look pretty good. Okay, that's a little bit more on point. And team up with like-minded people, values, something to offer, help you grow. All right, that's pretty cool. So you're getting all these ideas. Again, diving deeper into what should I include. Now you have clarity of what kind of questions to answer or points to make. Let's just continue down and we'll continue on here. Generate content. Now it's going to write the first draft of this, including an intro and a conclusion. So this is where it gets really cool. All right, let's see. This is kind of a cool intro. You don't have to be a CEO or CMO to be a thought leader. You can be an entrepreneur. I'm going to try regenerating that. Didn't quite grab me. The intro, I wanted to like really set the stage. All right, what is a brand? It's a little bit too educational. I want to just hook them in. So this is, all right, that's a little bit more blunt. And as we can do the same things, we read through these. You can scan through it and see if you like it. If not, you can regenerate. A little bit off. Let's see here. Go into the voice. All right, that's a little bit more catchy. All right, some of that could work. So again, first draft, you're getting these thoughts out of your head. If you don't like the formatting, you can try regenerating. This one looks pretty good. So again, it's just a little bit of editing. You're kind of clicking through. Conclusion. That one's kind of cool. You just need to start with one idea and go from there. The key is to develop your own voice, entrepreneur. All right, pretty good. All right, let's continue on. So the next step would be to create your blog post. And what you'll see here is kind of all of it in one spot. It's got in the bottom left, you can see there 1,141 words. So we have a decent starting point. Again, easy to clean this up. Your job now is to kind of edit it down or add or enhance things. You have a few extra tools at this stage to do that. If you're working in one section here, you can just click tab to write more. And it will give you additional content kind of before and after. So it scans the text before and after and gives you something in between that could work. And we can keep scrolling through. You get a few ideas and you can drop that right in there. You can also hover over a sentence and rewrite it. So if you want to find a different way of saying that, this could work. Same kind of concept. You get a few ideas to pull from and you can just drop it in. You can undo that. Those who scan down, that's the next stage of this, is to tinker with it a bit. The next thing you can look at here in the top right is to use the Copy AI tool. So what you can do is grab all this and use it on your blog. You can grab it from there and just paste it wherever you want. Let me go ahead and show you a plagiarism checker tool, just so you can see for yourself if you are concerned about plagiarism. I'll run it through a tool here. It's a very low-cost tool. It's called Copyscape, and it's like it costs a few cents to run it through. So I'm going to take all of that, and just so you can see here, we'll do a premium search. And there are a couple things that popped up here. So sometimes you'll see some results and maybe pulling some common things. So these are pretty generic. This is where you will see sometimes some like plagiarism is if it's talking about very commonly known things, like what is a brand? All right. So branding is a name, term, design, symbol. All right. That's kind of like a generic fact. All right. And we see that repeated here. It looks like it's been used a lot of places online. So you could go and sort, cite those sources if you need to. But this is the last final step is like, okay, is there anything it's just pulling from? But just so you know, it's not like grabbing all of this from the web. It's writing all of this from scratch. Sometimes though, if it's very clear on like a specific thing, it might show up in multiple places online if there's kind of a definition for something. So that happens. Usually the plagiarism happens if it's describing a very specific product or a technical component of something or a definition of something that is widely known and used. It's not like it's pulling creative, super nuanced copy from different things. It's making most of that up from scratch. So sometimes you'll see that. Just keep that in mind. If you need to check plagiarism, there's a tool called Copyscape that can help you. Eventually, the team will include that into Copy AI or make that more accessible. But right now, you can just go to copyscape.com. Okay, let's continue on and look here at the final step, which is really cool. And one final thing I want to show you is you can go back into using the Copy AI tools here. And if on the left, if you actually type in the Freestyle Tool, I want to show you another way to really expand your concept here. So let's go ahead and try something here. I'm going to paste this in. We'll say the topic. At this stage, you can start to work with these sections a little bit further and use the Freestyle tool to expand on this and write some more content within each section. So let's say I want to write a section of a blog article. And let's just say the blog title is, we'll just keep all that in there. And we'll say the section title. We're giving it contextual awareness, right? We're telling it we want to write a section. We're going to give it the big picture of what the overall blog is. And now let's give it the section title. And maybe we'll say some additional context. The goal is provide value, helpful tips, examples, and helpful tips, information, and examples, while also establishing my me as an expert at this topic. All right. So if that's one of your goals, thought leadership, right? You want to be the person who's like, hey, I am an expert at this. We'll say myself as an expert on this topic. Okay, there we go. Let's see how that can handle it. All right. So what we got with the first draft there of the blog wizard was, all right, get some buzz, build your brand, consistent. It's not really like thorough here. Let's see what it came up with the Freestyle tool. I like how it started that. When you're trying to grow your personal brand, consistency is key. Do make sure everything you post is similar tone. Like that to me sounds a lot better. So I want to show you the difference here. The blog post wizard is really good at getting you kind of a nice outline. You saw the benefits of using the blog post wizard to write up the overall structure, some key talking points, and maybe a first draft that could work for you. But if you take this approach, you go back in and you use the Freestyle tool right here, like that to me sounds a lot better. So I would actually swap this out. And now we've got more content. Let's scroll down and see what else it came up with. Like that is also a really good point. You see, it just sounds a little bit better. I think the style of writing in the Freestyle tool is a little bit longer and can help you fill in the sections of your blog more effectively. You see how it's even giving different examples. And also because I told it, I want to share some helpful tips, examples, information, and then also be seen as a credible source on this topic. So it's making a lot of points. The other thing to consider here, really important point. The reason people do blogging is because they're trying to grow their audience, trying to become an authority in their space, share value, engage with their audience, right? What we're doing here, if you really think about it, sure, this could turn into a blog, one article done, maybe they'll start to rank and get you found online. That could turn into video content. You can repurpose it in a lot of ways. But what we're doing at this stage here is you're almost coming up with a week's worth of content right here because you're actually doing what we're talking about, which is saying the same thing over and over in slightly different ways. All right, so look at this. This could be a great, helpful social media post right there. So maybe you cycle through content. Maybe once a week you'll talk about being consistent with your messaging, and you can come back in here and have all this content ready to go. All right, so what we have here is a strategy to come up with endless social media content around particular topics that you could use over and over again. All right, that's really good for LinkedIn, Facebook. You could shorten them up into tweets as well, using the same strategy. All right, so a section of a blog article. If you want to have a high level overview of what you're trying to accomplish with your marketing and what you want to be known for in your business, this high level blog title could work. And then the section, again, the same thing. You can swap out, master your communication style. All we have to do is pop that in there. Now it's going to shift focus a bit, and we can compare it a little bit to what it wrote up over here, see if we like that versus the other ones. But again, you can repurpose all this content in different ways to build your own brand. See how it's even going deeper and more creative angles here. For example, if you're a linear thinker, likes to get down to business, maybe you think what I do. It actually provides examples. So some really cool ideas can come out of this. And it's fun to see the different types of content that it writes. For example, if you're writing a blog post, all right, it's amazing what it comes up with. This format here is some bullet points, right? If you want more of that kind of structure, you can actually tell it to include that goal, provide helpful tips, information, examples, add lists, bullet points, and short takeaways. You can really tell the AI how you want it to write. So this can give you a different style, a little bit punchier, more clear and concise style by telling it to write lists, bullet points, and short takeaways. Let's see how it can handle that prompt or that suggestion and write a little bit differently. Here we go. Look at that. It gave me a couple key points. That's another great way to make your content easier to consume. Keep it simple. Avoid jargon. Use bullet points. All right. Pretty good stuff. If we scan down, so it's giving me like a key takeaway here. The key here, a nice summary here at the end. All right, that one's a little bit harder to read. So you can also scan to see how you like the writing styles. All right, so we got some interesting outputs there. I'm going to pause right there, and we'll take a look at any questions coming in. Cool. It's helping you write blogs for a diverse clientele. That's one of the magical things that I was drawn to with Copy.ai is I found it in early 2021. So it's been a while now, like almost 2 years ago, I found Copy.ai. And it was very new, but I was working with several clients. I had a small agency helping clients with their content marketing. And when I found Copy.ai, I wanted to see if it could work for a wide range of clientele. And whatever topics I put in there, it could just write about it in a way that my clients are like, wow, that's better than I could have said it myself, right? So clients in the insurance industries, in mindset coaching, in photography, like all these wide range of clients. And they're telling me like the way it was selling and marketing my products and services, the way it was providing educational content and tips was even better than they could say themselves. So I knew this thing was valuable and could be really useful for me and my business, for myself, for my clients, and all of you watching right now. Like, this is powerful technology that can make your life a lot easier and help you get way better results with your marketing, your sales, and just general communications, getting ideas out of your head and into the marketplace. All right, let's see here. Got it. Thanks. Let's see. Gaming keyword generator are available. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, cool. So the lightning icon. Yeah, let's take a look at that one here. So let's recap real quick what we've gone through today. So I showed you the blog post wizard, and I also showed you the Freestyle tool and some ways you could use that to write longer form content for whatever it is, social media, blogging. People use it for all kinds of things, emails, lists of ideas, even the creative brainstorming. You could have it come up with a list of business name ideas. Just tell it whatever you want, and it'll start to figure it out. Slogans, again, anything you want. The Freestyle tool can help you with that. How to come up with blog content ideas. We started there. So you saw how you can do that to come up with blog titles, video titles. Again, there's no limit here on your creativity of how you work with the AI. Keyword generation. That one's really useful. I'll get into the target audience here in a moment. That is one of the really powerful things you can do to differentiate your content and your marketing materials, is to be more clear as to who you're talking to. So let me show you that one real quick, and then we'll get into that lightning bolt icon. If you're using the Freestyle tool, I like this exercise here a lot. A list of 5 potential customer personas. And let's go ahead and try, let's just say, the input here needs to make a little bit more sense. So, let's try keeping that. And And again, you can use the editor on the side here if you want to save any of this stuff. Let's put ideas down here at the bottom. Save that for later. But let's go ahead and say, put that blog title. Let's see if we can niche down, and let's go with a friendly tone here. That's all we need for something like this. But this is pretty powerful. A list of 5 potential customer personas. Who is this for? And is there a way I can niche this down? This could be something you do in the earlier stages of developing your content ideas. Like, who am I writing to? Let's see here. Working on a large corporate. See, there's different target audiences here. Looking to make a move in the world of entrepreneurship. All right, so maybe they're in a big company. They're trying to get out of that. All right, pretty obvious ones there. Want to build a personal brand, create value. So these are a little bit more like the benefits, what they're looking to do. Wants a career change. Interesting, right? So it's really digging into potential, like, who is this? Where are they at in their journey? What are they looking for? Then it gives you some really creative ones too. Look at this. The designer, the copywriter, the newbie. And it even describes they've never written before. They want to start blogging or creating videos because they think it'll help them build their personal brand as a thought leader in their industry. Look how clearly that's describing a potential customer who's reading this article. So maybe you're writing or creating content for a wide range, or maybe you're going to niche down and say, hey, if this is you, this is how you get started, right? You can have different content for people at different stages of their journey. If it's a professional copywriter, I guess they have no idea. That's interesting. Okay, so they've been tasked by their boss. They don't really like writing. Like, that's a very specific person. Maybe some of you watching. The designer, they want to build a personal brand, don't know how to get started. Cool. So these are like different broad names. Now let's go ahead and do this one because I saw the example earlier. The suggestion was, all right, so you help people buy their first house. I'm writing about concerning real estate and credit. Okay, so let's say main points. Let's see, my content. Let's see here. How would I type that in? I'm writing blogs concerning real estate and credit. See, I help people buying buy their first home, buy their first home. Let's just see what that comes up with. Who are you talking to? Can you niche down further? This will also help you let the AI know who you're writing to, because it'll write different kinds of sales copy, marketing copy, educational content based on where the customer is. So you can actually use this exercise to get clear and uncover, who am I actually talking to? All right, let's see here. The first time, credit repair, real estate expert, been renting. They want to buy a home. Wants to buy a house, doesn't know where to start. They want to learn about how credit works in the real estate process. All right. They have no credit or very little, right? So these are very different on the spectrum of where your customer is. You could look at, who is that ideal customer for you? Do they have great, looking to get better? Is it bad? They need to improve it. Here we go. Again, another like different way of looking at it. The first time, someone who wants to buy the first home doesn't know where to begin. It sounds, pretty good there. Frustrated homeowner, the DIYer, excited about the prospect of doing some DIY projects in the house, the renter. All right, and you just keep making more if you want. Now, it is kind of another thing you'll notice here. If you say I, it might include some of that. So let's see, what are the main points, customer personas. You could even just try to describe it here. People want to buy their first home. They are looking for blogs. Okay, so now we can change up the way you write it, so maybe we won't think it's writing about you so much. But before we do that, let's scan down and see what it came up with at the end here. They're looking for refinance. All right. The empty nester, the millennial. Okay, these are pretty good. The eco-conscious, like that's another way of looking at it. Like, what do they care about? What kind of values do they have? Um, maybe there's a very unique audience that you could start to serve, right? Again, niching down. So let's take a look at this. If we change the style of how we write, instead of it's about me, I, we say, hey, this is for people who want, they are looking for. That should help the AI a little bit better with like writing about your ideal customer. All right, that one's kind of regurgitating what I wrote. Let's keep looking. Yeah, it's really picking up on that looking for a blog. But if we look deeper, they've lost their job and need a house. Okay, these are definitely digging in deeper. Which kinds of house they should buy, the best deal. All right. How much money they can expect. So what they're looking for in the blog content. So even more market research of what kind of content they would need. What kind of contents they're worried about. Interesting. Do they qualify a loan? Now that's another level of market research you could do is, a list, let's say a list of 10 questions my customer is asking themselves right now. Right, if you want to create amazing content, looking for, let's see, let's see, just say instead of blogs, help concerning real estate and credit. All right. List of 10 questions that they're asking themselves right now. Perfect. Bunch of good questions there you can answer in your content. That's 10 days worth of content right there. That's an entire article. It's some video content. Let's keep looking. Is it a good time? How much? What's the process getting pre-approved? Right. All of these can turn into longer form or quick little bits of content. All right. So another way to do that research and figure out how do I provide value? How do I answer their questions? Just by doing that. So if you want more tips on that, there is a link in the description of the video that takes you to this page here, helpful tips. And we have all of this stuff documented here in this section here, how to use the templates and Freestyle tool. If you open that up, you can look here at input commands and variables. All right, so the input commands are kind of what I've been doing there. What do you want it to write? If we said, let's see, do we have concern? Let's say questions. List of questions, list of 10 interview questions. List of questions my ideal customer may be asking themselves. Right. So you can just scan through this and get ideas of even more to try. We just came up with a bunch of these and the AI can understand all of this, explain the value proposition, make a personal connection, focus on relevant pain point, expand on how you can help them. You can tell the AI to do all of this. And without much work, it can figure it out. So let's go ahead and expand on how you can help them. And if we did something like this here, target audience. All right, let's do explain how I can help them. Target audience. What I do, I write helpful content to guide you on your journey. All right, let's just say that. Let's just say it was like an overview of your blog or your book, whatever it is. Let's use that helpful, relaxed, personable tone here. How to explain and how do I help them? Well, they're looking for, even if you mess up, it'll figure it out. Let's see here. All right, pretty good stuff there. Let's keep looking down here. It's exciting talking to you. I know how it's always. Nice little intro of like how I can help you and what I do. Look at that. These are great descriptions of how you can help them. That could be really good for an about page on your website, your blog, sales content. And again, you can change it from I write content to like I'll help you, I'll guide you, I'll coach you. I've got services. We've got a program. We've got a freebie for you. Anything you want to sell, you can have the AI spin it up in a way that sounds really helpful, connects with their desires, their concerns, and will position your product or service as the solution to their problem. So it's really good at selling stuff, framing it in a way that connects with the reader directly around their desires. And so all the way from educational content to selling and positioning yourself, Copy AI can help you do that. All right. I'm going to pause there. We've got about 10 minutes left. So I'll get back to that lightning icon. Good question here. We get this a lot. What's the probability of duplicate output? Well, it's writing each word from scratch. So it's very low probability. It's actually factoring in all of these things. What are you looking to create? It's factoring in all these key points, and it's factoring in the tone that you're writing in. So it's almost impossible to write the same thing. It's every time it writes, it's generating new content from scratch. It's not just pulling in from a preloaded archive somewhere. You'll see similar styles of writing and kind of the way it brings things up and transitions. Obviously, there's only so many variables with how you can write something. If it's a broad topic, then sure, it might sound kind of similar. But that's where the really magic is with Copy AI, is you can give it more details as to who this is for. So if I said target audience, question, looking for help, they are in college and have no idea where to start, right? So giving it a little bit of extra info will dramatically change like the pain points it brings up, how it addresses them, how it positions you as the solution. So now we're talking to college students. It's going to dig up some different kind of things. Now, not all of them will hit those points, but let's keep looking. All right, it's picking up on here. Buying it for a big decision. So speaking more to that audience, that demographic. Let's keep looking. So it factors in all the variables, all right? So if you're talking to moms with kids, if you're talking to so-and-so, these are the kind of things you can dig into a little bit and bring out and make your content even more interesting to your audience. Again, it's very good at high level stuff too, and that's fine. But if you dig into certain pain points or target audiences or wherever they are on their journey, it can understand all of that context. Awesome. Glad you're seeing some new ideas, Diana. All right, cool. So yeah, so what's interesting is, let me show you some info here on how this works. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to help out that last question. So the lightning bolt, some of the tools over here. Let me just point that out. The question was the lightning icon. Let me just show you real quick. In some of the tools, if we look at, let's just look at the popular tools here. Some of them have this lightning bolt. That was a kind of experimental feature. So let me just show you real quick. If we look up the product descriptions tool, what it's going to do is up in the top right, it adds the supercharge option. We can turn that on, and people really love this feature. It's actually a really super cool feature. So let's look at let me go find a website somewhere. Mm-hmm. Let me find something fun. 1 second. All right. Let's see if we can use this as an example. All right, we've got some funny slippers, Cheer Bear slippers for adults. Let's see if we can figure that one out. I'm going to put in that URL. It's going to scan that website, and it's going to analyze it. So here we go. What's the name of the product? Cheer Bear Care Bears adult slippers. All right, these slippers look like Care Bears. What's unique about it? It's figuring that out just from scanning the website. Made from soft plush materials. Look at that. It's figuring out who the target audience is. It's figuring out what the call to action is. So you can actually run any website through this. Some sites do have like blockers to prevent you from scanning it like that. So some sites don't work, but most websites, you can drop in the URL and it will actually analyze it. It's It's actually really a fun exercise for looking at your competitors or having to analyze your own website to see if it can pull out these details. And it may even help you better understand your own offers. Can even come up with like, what is the tone of that brand? It nailed it right there. Playful and fun. And maybe the call to action isn't quite right. Shop for slippers. Your slippers. And then if you want, you can actually have it write up a description of that product. So it pulls all that in, and then I can even use that as the starting point. Chase the rainbow. These vibrant slippers are made to look like it can describe it really well. So I can actually pull that website in and then come up with a really unique description. Looking for some new and fun to wear? So we've provided the best. The slippers are made with high quality materials. There you go. It's doing a good job of kind of selling it and describing it in a way that's more interesting. Right. So you can see an example there of what it can do with that. You can analyze it, pull in that data, and then even write content for you if it has that lightning bolt tool. All right, let's see here. I'm going to show you a couple of final thoughts here. We've got through everything actually on the list today. So you can check that out. You can also look through on the YouTube channel, the Copy.ai YouTube channel. We've got many other demos. So if there's other things we didn't get into today or you want to see more examples, go ahead and check out our previous recordings. It's all there for free on the Copy.ai YouTube channel. Just look in the live section on the menu bar on the Copy.ai YouTube channel. Go to live and you'll see our previous recordings. The other place to go is the Copy.ai Facebook group. It's a great community. You can ask questions and get some feedback or inspiration there. So to wrap it up today, the real best way to use Copy.ai is to get that first draft written up. All right. It can save you a lot of time, reduce stress, and help you become way more productive. And it's actually a lot of fun. Once you get the hang of it, you can see ideas, get them out of your head, written up really fast. It can help you with pretty much any type of content you need to write: blog content, social media, website, ad copy, emails, much more. Now over 4 million people use it. Here's what it's really good at: selling products and services. It's great at selling stuff, writing general educational content about anything, creative brainstorming and market research. You saw some examples of that today. It's fast, plagiarism free, except for some obvious things where it's just pulling, generic descriptions of things that can't really rewrite in a different way. And then this is original content that you can use anywhere. So grab it, use it, put it on your website, marketing materials. It is yours to use. Now the magic here, I'll give you a quick rundown, a couple minute rundown. Here's the quick overview of how it works. It started, this technology really started a few years ago in 2015 when, a bunch of people put in $1 billion to start the OpenAI Research Center. It was a nonprofit at the time. It's kind of evolved and changed. Microsoft came in with another $1 billion in 2019. And the mission was to ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. They're doing a pretty good job of that. They've really been throttling this technology, doing their best to keep it safe and, avoid any potential harms and dangers. It's a huge task. Obviously, it's costing them billions of dollars to do this. And to create this technology, it's built on top of scanning the web for like 8 years, scanning books and, all these common forums, Reddit. So it knows everything about everything. So the question I saw earlier was, it hasn't been there, right? How does it know what the best restaurants are in a certain city, or what the best places to go with your family are in this country, right? It knows that because it's scanned all these public content. So it's generated, or it's built a huge data set of what it knows that other people have written. And then it created a predictive model to write content based on what it knows. All right. So this technology got a lot better from 2019 to 2020 with all this training and research it's done. They call it the tipping point for artificial intelligence. You're going to see a lot more about it if you haven't already. It got about 100 times more powerful in 2020. And it's becoming exponentially more powerful. Like it might be 1,000 times, 100,000 times more powerful here in the next year or so. It's really going to get crazy. And it's not just writing, it's doing video, audio, image generation. It's going to get weird, but for all of us, let's have fun with it and try to use it to our in a good way, right? To grow your brand, to get your message out there, to communicate more, to show up in a different way online, and write books, create amazing content that makes an impact. You can leverage this technology with Copy AI. You can tap into it, and you have kind of your home here for AI writing all in one place. And the cool thing now is with over 4 million people using Copy AI, Copy AI has built a huge data set. So it's trained on these specific tasks, right? And that's kind of what you're going to see in the future is you're going to start to be able to leverage what other people are doing with Copy AI and apply it to your business instantly, right? So if it's blog writing, great. If it's social media content, if it's website sales pages, email marketing, you're going to start to have access to this huge library of content that's working for other people, that's being used by the best leaders in every industry. And then you can take that and immediately apply it to your own business, your own needs, or make up a new business from scratch. It's going to be really fun to see what you can do with this. It's really unleashing creativity for all of us, making it way faster to get your ideas out to market, experiment, and move forward. So you can spend more time ideally connecting with real people, solving problems, and not being so bogged down with writing and thinking through these things. The AI can help you do it much faster. And what we like to tell you is it's going to get you about 90% of the way done in a few seconds, but your job is that final 10% right now. You got to look through it, edit, refine your copy. Be sure to check for any facts, stats, or quotes. Remember, it's not citing sources right now. You need to make sure that you look this stuff up. If it does suggest any details, you have to take responsibility for the content. So always proofread it before you share this stuff. But ultimately, it's yours to use. So have fun with it. Thanks for hanging out today. We're going to wrap up and we'll be back again soon. If you have any other questions, reach out, connect with us, join the community. It's going to be really fun the next few months. Some great new features are coming out, and we're really just at the beginning of this AI revolution. And we're here to help you, put it to good use for your business and make a bigger impact in the world. All right, everyone, take care. See you next time.